We're going to look now at Romney and abortion. Clearly, Mitt Romney has faced years of accusations that he has changed his mind on various issues, and one such issue is his position on abortion. First, we'll look at Romney's stated position on abortion earlier in his political career when running for the United States Senate seat in Massachusetts. Because during that debate in 1994, in that race against Senator Edward, or Teddy, Kennedy, Romney said, quote, "I believe that abortion should be safe and legal in this country." Referring to the 1973 Supreme Court case decision that made abortion legal in every state, Romney added, quote, "I believe that since Roe v. Wade has been the law for 20 years, it should be sustained and supported. And I sustain and support that law and support the right of a woman to make that choice." Well, in his 2002 campaign for governor, Romney said during a debate, "I will preserve and protect a woman's right to choose, and I am devoted and dedicated to honoring my word in that regard." I would say that from these comments that were made in highly public forums, even though they were 8 years apart, clearly represent solid evidence that Romney was an abortion rights, that is, a pro-choice rights supporter during his phase of his earlier political career. Well, as we would say, this is pretty damning evidence against the man. However, Romney writes on June 18, 2011, in an op-ed piece for the conservative National Review, he lays out here his approach to abortion in detail. And I quote, "I am pro-life and believe that abortion should be limited to only instances of rape, incest, or to save the life of the mother. I support the reversal of Roe v. Wade because it is bad law and bad medicine. Roe was a misguided ruling that was a result of a small group of activist federal judges legislating from the bench. I support the Hyde Amendment, which broadly bars the use of federal funds for abortions. And as president, I will support efforts to prohibit federal funding for any organization like Planned Parenthood, which primarily performs abortions or offers abortion-related services." He further wrote, and I quote, "I will reinstate the Mexico City policy to ensure that non-governmental organizations that receive funding from America refrain from performing or promoting abortion services as a method of family planning in other countries. This includes ending American funding for any United Nations or other foreign assistance program that promotes or performs abortion on women around the world." Romney promised publicly that, quote, "I will advocate for and support a plain, capable, Unborn Child Protection Act to protect unborn children who are capable of feeling pain from abortion. And perhaps most importantly, I will only appoint judges who adhere to the Constitution and the laws as they are written, not as they want to be written." Well, Romney repeated these same strong anti-abortion views throughout his 2012 bid for the president during the primaries. During one town meeting in New Hampshire on October 10, 2011, Romney answered a question about his position on abortion. He said, and I quote, what I would like to see happen would be for the Supreme Court to say, look, we're going to overturn Roe v. Wade and return to the states the authority to decide whether they want to have abortions or not, state by state. That's the way it was before Roe v. Wade, so I am firmly pro-life," unquote. Here you have a bit of Romney's states' rights affirmation. It is true. Abortion was practiced in a few states. But that's the way government was operated back then. Each state had to make those decisions for themselves. I'm for all states to ban abortion. But some states did. New York, for example, was one. But it was the right of the state to make that determination for its own citizenship and the way it wanted its government to be handled. So here Romney is playing clearly to the point of saying this is really, and it truly belongs to a states' right affirmation. Let the state decide for itself. On Romney's campaign website, he states the following, that he, quote, believes that life begins at conception and wishes that the laws of our nation reflected that view. But while the nation remains so divided, he believes that the right next step is for the Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade, a case of blatant judicial activism that took a decision that should have been left to the people and placed it in the hands of unelected judges. With Roe overturned, states would be empowered through the democratic process to determine their own abortion laws and not have them dictated by judicial mandate, unquote. So, what brought about the change of Romney's view on abortion? A change that, by the way, he is not denying took place. Well, Romney himself says he traces his change of views to a State House meeting with Harvard University STEM researcher Douglas Melton on November 9, 2004. According to Romney's account, he was stunned to hear Dr. Melton say that we kill the embryos after 14 days. In an interview with the conservative blog Red State in September 2006, Romney stated the following: "My position has changed during the stem cell research debate. The provost of Harvard and the head of the stem cell research came into my office and at one point said that stem cell research was not a moral issue because they killed the embryos at 14 days. And it hit me hard at that very moment that Roe v. Wade philosophy had cheapened the value of human life. And I said to my chief of staff, who was with me at the meeting, as we came outside, I am no longer content with the description of my position. I want to call myself pro-life." Well, there is no doubt that Romney's view on abortions have changed significantly from what he expressed in 1994 and in 2002 during those elections. Well, it's usually only during elections or when you're holding office that you are quoted or anyone even cares about what your views are. Romney has willingly acknowledged that his views on abortion have changed over the year. He said that ever since he began to change his mind. Shall we trust him? Can we believe him? Well, you can only trust someone is telling the truth by accepting what they say. The proof is to be set forth. We know where the current president stands on abortion. We have a presidential candidate who says, my views have changed, and he's acknowledged that change. He's not tried to hide it. He's not tried to make excuses for it. He has come out and said, my views have changed. Here's the reason why they changed. Abortion simply means life has been cheapened. We already know what his opponent believes. The only thing is left is if Mr. Romney gets elected as president. He must demonstrate. He must put wheels to his beliefs and demonstrate through countering all of these political activistic programs that he is with us in preserving the life of the children. Turn it back to the states. I realize some states will be pro-death. But those of us who want pro-life will at least have the right to be free from the judgment of God. And so here you have Romney's view. I don't know if he means it or not. People change their views. Most of the time, they change it out of political and moral reasons. Romney has changed his. I don't know if he'll do it or not, but that's what he said, that he believes.